Guys, Deluded Guna, YouTube's in Golo Kante now. This morning, it's obviously the evening now. I've had a chance to get home. You guys have been on my Snapchat, on my comments, asking me to review the draw for the Champions League. I mean, Arsenal ain't even in the Champions League. I shouldn't even have an opinion on it. My club ain't in it. I don't care who wins. Shout out to PSG. Shout out to... for the football purist, Barcelona. Wouldn't mind if Munich do it, but I don't really care who wins it because Arsenal are not involved like we ever have a chance. But yeah, man, let's review it. So let's start with the first fixture I saw. I'm actually looking forward to this. Juventus versus Spurs. Now, obviously I'm an Arsenal fan. I hope Tottenham go out, of course, but Spurs have to be given credit. There weren't there weren't many, well, there was many, but some people did expect them to go out, to go through in their group because they could see Dortmund are not the side they used to be. But the majority was saying, Real Madrid, Dortmund, Spurs are going to be joining Arsenal in Europa League, and I was hoping that would happen. But Spurs, they did their thing, man. They won the group. Credit to them. I mean, I'm pretty sure they won the group, and it's a bit harsh that they got Juventus after winning the group. But yeah, they've won the group. They can keep relying on that underdog mentality, that siege mentality that they applied at Wembley with Real Madrid and try and beat anyone, to be honest. It should be a tactical masterclass. Probably both sides cancel each other out because Juventus, I must admit, out of all the big sides, I do think Juventus, and I don't really care if they win or not or go through or whatever, but I do think they're very underrated. You wouldn't have thought that they got to the final last year. People speak like Juventus is crap. I mean, fair enough, they might not have the best individuals, but there's not many that can claim to be as tactically as well coached as them. You see Dybala mash work defensively, Mandzukic as well, and they're all good going forward. I mean, I'm very impressed with Juventus whenever I watch them. I mean, I watched the draw against Barcelona and Juventus, and I was impressed by how they crowded the midfield and of Barcelona. So if they can do that against Barcelona, they're going to dominate the midfield against Spurs without a doubt, clearly. They've got Khedira can run around, got legs. They've got Matuidi can run around and got legs. Pjanic mashes work defensively and he's an excellent passer. Dybala, when he plays, drops in. It's a very well organised side, and the same goes for Spurs. I know they're having a wobble, but they're a very well drilled side. So I'm very keen to see how both sides play against each other. It's mad, but I think players like Sissoko for Spurs might be key against Juventus because of the run. I just said Matuidi and them man have legs. Sissoko's got legs. So I'm keen to see in February what happens. Added to that, I'm so sure the Juventus fixtures come around that week. Remember a couple of vids ago I told you guys there's a period where Spurs play a couple of the top six, 3 of the top 6 on the spin. I think that's around the corner of Juventus. So I don't know like for like, but I'm pretty sure it's 1 week in the Prem, Liverpool, then United, then Arsenal, sandwiched in and around that Juventus. Like I said, I'm not sure of the teams, but that's what it looks like. They got to play 3 of the top 6, and then they've got Juventus in February. So I'm keen to see that, man. It's going to be a tactical class, and the likes of Kane, etc., they're going to need to be on their thing if Spurs are going to go through. The Turin or whatever it's called now is going to be an interesting clash. But I'd also like to draw many people's attention to Wembley. Now, I say this because obviously it's the group stages and Spurs fans are behaving like they've won the Champions League for winning a group game. But people were saying, Wembley, Spurs got problems at Wembley. And I remember telling you guys, it's just a stadium. And now you don't hear that nonsense. What was said before they played Real Madrid, it's at Wembley, they're going to have problems. They went and blitzed Real Madrid, and people were speaking more so in regards to disregarding Wembley. They were speaking about the Bernabeu. So if we use that same logic, yes, the Turin is going to be an interesting game, and I personally believe that is the key because of the away goals, and I want to see how Spurs react in an environment like that. It's Wembley. Anything could happen at Wembley. Now, you can say it was the group stages, blah, blah, blah. These teams will be in form in February or whatever, but yeah. Moving on anyways, man. We're speaking on Juventus Spurs too much. I'm looking forward to that game. Basel versus City. City, laughing. City, Manchester City fans, anyone connected, laughing. The only one that will be serious is Pep. Complacency will be the only thing why they don't beat Basel. Now, Basel, they are a good side. You have to respect them. They've gone through to the last 16 and they are going to get blitzed by City. You need back City to put a few past them, 4 or 5 or whatever. But complacency, if City expect purely because of the golfing class of the players and the statures, if they expect to just turn up and win, it's not going to happen. It's the Champions League. You need to respect your opponents and you need to respect yourselves. You need to go out there, do a professional job. Strikers be clinical, defenders be switched on. Complacency will be the only reason why Basel and City don't get a result against Basel. And as much as City are likely to win, they haven't kicked a football yet. Or played a football match. So you have to respect your opposition. They will blitz them, but you have to respect them. Complacency is a big thing, similar to in the lead up to how Spurs, it's not the best example, but Spurs versus Arsenal a couple of weeks ago. Nobody gave Arsenal a chance. Everyone thought Spurs would win. You saw the complacency within them Spurs players and they lost. Champions League, exactly. Monaco are a vastly better side than Basel will ever be in regards to the last 18 months, but if we look at City, they were probably licking their lips at getting Monaco last year, and compared to who they could have got, and they got displayed in that. So there's lessons to be learned for City. City laughing, like I said, but the job's not done until you win over the 180 minutes or whatever. They're going to blitz them. 99.9% sure they're through. They are through, but that 0. whatever, you got to be wary. So yeah, man, you got to respect Basel, to be honest. And also, depending on how they feel, the red half of Manchester's going to be rooting for Basel, and these things are always beaky. But I'm keen to see that game. Porto versus Liverpool. Who knows how this is going to go, man? Like Arsenal, it depends what Liverpool turn up. You back Liverpool to turn up. I mean, Anfield's magical Champions League. Anfield is lovely evening games. The game in Portugal would be a bit booky. Again, it depends what Liverpool turn up. If it's the Liverpool that's turned up in the league and Liverpool that's turned up in some of the game weeks in the Champions League, it will be fine. But then you look at against Sevilla when they drew 3-3 or whatever the draw was after leading 3-0. If that sort of stuff happens, Porto will punish you. I don't think Porto is as strong as they have been over the years, but it's still Porto. Like I said with Basel, they're in the last 16. You've got to respect them. Liverpool should fancy themselves, and that's going to be a fantastic game, to be honest with you. That's what the Champions League's about, different coaches and services. I'm keen to see how Klopp sets up his side in that as well, to be honest with you. Bayern Munich versus Besiktas. Now, again, like Juventus, people are sleeping on Bayern Munich. Like, Bayern Munich, Besiktas, I don't think you can write them off. I mean, playing in Turkey would be crazy. You see how mad Turkish fans go, and they're crazy for football and them things there. And they're probably licking their lips. They've got nothing. You can't fear sides that have nothing to lose are to be feared, to be honest. That's why I'm wary of Basel. Spurs against Juventus to a degree. Porto versus Liverpool. Because when you got nothing to lose, it transpires in your game. You'll try harder. But so you could say that for Besiktas. Munich, obviously, licking their lips, man. They should be winning that. They could have got harder games. They finished second in the group and got Besiktas. So and PSG finished first and got a much harder team. So I do think that what's the best way to put it? That format is going to have to be reviewed, because what's the point of finishing first then if it's just luck? Really, there's not really any onus on finishing first. But Bayern Munich, that's going to be a good game. They've got the guy Jupp, I can't say his last name, but he's a manager I look at a lot and have personally learnt from a lot. You see how the players are up in their tempo for him. He's booky, so he might just do bits in the Champions League like the year before Pep Guardiola took over. And what a way to leave Bayern Munich, to be honest with you, if he's still there, because I'm not too sure how long his contract is at Bayern Munich. But yeah, the big one, the Champions League holders, Real Madrid versus PSG, Neymar versus Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian versus their young G's. It's gonna be a mad game, man. PSG got shagged. They got shagged. You finished top of the group for what? To get Madrid, the league holders, the Champions League holders. You'd think, I can't lie, looking at it, you'd think Madrid would win. They're coached better. They've won the thing twice. They've got Ronaldo. They're midfield. I do think I love PSG's midfield, but if I look at Madrid's, Kroos and Modric, crazy. And then you've got Casemiro behind them. That's going to be similar to Juventus Spurs. That's going to be a real midfield battle, man, depending on who you think you play. I think it's going to be a test on how PSG are coached and how they set up. Because PSG last year, 4-0. Then they lost the second thingy. And I've told you already, bar that front three of Messi, Neymar, Kylian and Cavani, and obviously the Draxlers, Di Marias and all these other stars. Bar the stars, there's not really a playing style there. They're not really that aggressive off the ball and things like that. In the sense that you can say Juventus have a style of football. You can say Barcelona, it might not be the Barcelona of old, but they have a style of football. You can say the same thing for several other sides. You get what I'm saying. But you can't really say that. You can't really say that for PSG. Yes, they like to play attractive football, but you get the point. It's going to be Neymar has to stand up and be counted if they're going to have any chance, and not just him. Cavani's going to not have to miss sitters. It's a bit of a shag. I personally think if the PSG Donny manager doesn't go through, he's going to lose his job by whenever they go out, or he won't last the season, because that's what they want to do. Harsh, like I said, man, harsh. You'd think Madrid would win it. I hope PSG win it. Agent Alves and them man there, my Brazilian man. you'd like to think Madrid won't win it a third year in a row. Like, the balance of normality has to be restored. They can't go and do it then. But it's gonna be a fantastic game, man. The midfield is gonna be key. I'm keen to see how Rabiot and them man play. That game, you know what? I take it back, man. Spurs versus Juventus is not the game I'm looking most excited to. It's this thing now that I'm thinking about it. To be honest with you. Yeah, obviously you've got Manchester United. They're playing Seville. Similar to City. Both Manchester clubs should be relishing the clubs they got. Seville are not the beast that they were when they were getting Europa League finals, and people were saying they're an elite club and things like that. Understand Paoli, whatever you say his name. I think United, they should kill this game away. I think the away game comes up first. Kill that away from home. I don't think Seville give you any troubles at Old Trafford. I know it's not the Old Trafford of old, and sides have been going there and playing, giving United a game. I saw it with Manchester City, but I just don't think Seville have a chance. Obviously, you have to respect them, but I think if Jose is the real Jose and he's a cerebral enough, they go out and do a professional job in the first leg, assuming I am right and it is away from home, the job's done. I'm so sure. Didn't Leicester do bits against Seville? But we've got to respect them. I mean, anything can happen. United are not the United of old. All it takes is one mistake in the Champions League. That's why you can't be complacent. Like I've said with several times, you just got to do the job. Every side is in the last 16 for a reason. You can't think you're better than any side. And like I said, City should be winning that and all these other sides, but you can't expect to win just because you're there or you find yourself dumped out. Take that from an Arsenal fan. I've seen us lose some silly games. I know Arsenal are not serious, but yeah, as you can tell, like, the away games I keep saying are crucial. I'm looking to them away games because that's when you really see what the Champions League is about, the differences of culture. Playing at Wembley, or I was going to say White Hart Lane, but playing at White Hart Lane to make the point isn't going to be the same as playing at Turin. How you play in Seville isn't going to be how they play in Germany. How they play at Bayern Munich isn't how they necessarily at PSG. Obviously, and yeah, man. I almost forgot as well. Chelsea got Barcelona. My word, what a draw. We always know that game is marred with controversy. The Iniesta last minute goal, Drogba going mad. When Torres and Ramirez did their bits at the Nou Camp, that's going to be a real good game. I take it back. That's the game I'm looking forward to be honest. Obviously, you got Roma and Shakhtar, two even sides. Based on, I would have said Roma would go through, but what I saw from Shakhtar against City, they carried that on. They're going through. That will be. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not that interested in that game. I would pre it, but I'm not that interested. So yeah, man. I don't think I've missed out anything. Almost missed out Chelsea, but yeah, man. Like I was trying to say, away games is crucial and what I'm most look forward to looking at. One thing's for sure, when the first English team does go out, we're gonna hear this. Oh, should there be a break? Should we bring an international break and have a break period and them things there? But yeah, man. That's the draw for the Champions League. Arsenal ain't in it, but people have been asking for me for it. So yeah, here it is, man. That's my 2 pence on it. I'm out.